guys to watch on the PGA Tour, and it's worth the price of admission just to see him on the range. So Bubba's going to hit a few shots, get warmed up, even though he's a paid professional, clear the sides just a touch. And he's had a long relationship with Ping, one that dates back to his early stages of his golf career. Bubba, you started playing Ping, what, about 8 years old?
Yeah, 8 was my first set. I got the junior set, and it was the odds were first. At 9 years old, I got the even clubs to make the full set. Why is everybody laughing at that? It's a true story. My parents didn't grow up wealthy, you know, so half a set is what we bought. Yeah, so 8 years old, my first half set, and then I finished the set off at 9 years old. So that's when I got my first set. So first clubs I ever hit was Ping, because Ping made the junior set that looked like the man's clubs, but they were the lighter weight, so I could actually swing them. Yeah.
So now it's almost going on 3 decades that Bubba's been playing the Ping brand. Right now he's warming up. They have some new wedges that they are just introducing. It's the Glide series of wedges. Bubba, you actually had the prototype in the bag. Let's go back to the WGC HSBC champions. You had a little hiccup coming in, and then on the 72nd hole, take me through what happened.
Yeah, well, let's just start with the 71st hole. I was like, these wedges are terrible. When I fatted my bunker shot. And then, you know, on 18, I don't know if you've ever watched Golf Channel or watched me on TV, but I hold the bunker shot for Eagle to force a playoff. And the one that I used, which is at my house right now, it just said prototype on it. And so the very next week, when I got home, the Ping guys sent me some that said Glide on them. They said, we would like for you to switch to the ones that actually have the name on them. And I said, but I was doing so well with these other ones. Why not use those? And so I have new wedges now that say Glide on them. But yeah, the wedges, I put them right in the bag. They showed them to me. They sent them to me right before I left for China. I had about 2 or 3 days with them, practice with them. And then I was like, yeah, let's put these in. Let's try them out. And so it worked out pretty good in China there on the last hole.
Which sole? I know they have 3 different sole options. Which one did you decide to go with?
I am going with I go with the thin sole, the TS. My caddy thinks it's for Ted Scott, but and so I told him I really love him, so I put Ted Scott on my clubs. But yeah, it's the thin sole. I've always liked the thinner sole because I like when I play my 60 degree is where I use the most time inside of 100 yards, and so I like opening my club up all the way. So that thin sole, I can easily flop it by opening it up basically 100 degrees.
I don't have enough trust for you to hit a flop shot over me just yet, Bubba.
Yeah, exactly.
For later. Folks, we're going to get your questions, and if you want to see different shots later in this clinic, right now we'll let Bubba get loosened up, and as you work your way into your bag, right now you have what, the 60 degree?
This is a 56.
56 degree in your hand.
And look, this is going to be proof today that Ping makes good products, because these are brand new. I've never hit them. This is the first time I've ever seen them. So that one worked out pretty good. This might be my new set for this year.
When you're warming up on the range, what's your mindset as you start with the shorter clubs, and then we're going to get the main dish, the pink driver, later today. But when you're first starting to get loosened up, what's the thought process?
Are we loosening it up just to play golf with buddies, or are we loosening up for the tour?
Let's say you're loosening up for the tour.
Loosening up for the tour, my whole process is about just loosening the body up. My trainer, my therapist, whatever you want to call him, my doctor, he stretches me before I go to the range for about 15 minutes. I'm getting older now, so I got to start stretching. He checks, makes sure everything's moving properly. Then we go to the range. I've started doing this thing lately about 30 minutes before my tee time, where I go to the range for about 15 minutes. And it's just to loosen up. So I start with my wedge, some kind of wedge, either a 56 or 52, so I don't wear out my 60 degree. And so then I move from about an 8 iron usually, and then I go to about a 4 or 5 iron. And then I hit the driver for about 4 balls, 5 balls, just to loosen up. And I don't really care where it's going. I'm not really worried about if it's hooking or cutting. I'm just trying to loosen the body up. And then the driver, I just want to see how the driver's going. If it's cutting more that day, or if it's not cutting as much that day. So that's what I'm looking at on the range before the tournament, just to loosen up and then see kind of which direction the ball is kind of going, and not really make it go a certain way just to see what my body's creating that day, and then I kind of run with that on the course.
And Bubba, you're definitely a guy who takes some of the more creative sight lines. If you saw this past April at Augusta on 13, I don't think anyone's seen a drive hit like that on Sunday. What are you working your way to now in the bag?
I just jumped to 7-iron just to do it.
What, are you going to hit a big cut here? Let's call the shot.
What do you want me to do? How about this? When I get to the top, you call it.
All right.
I'm still not loose, though, so I got an excuse. So. Call it.
Cut.
I wasn't very good. There it is.
Little baby cut. It's working. So I remember we were talking about this earlier, 2004, I was lucky enough to caddy what was the Nationwide Tour, an event near Chicago. That was the first time I saw Bubba on the range and couldn't believe the type of shots that he was hitting. I know a lot of guys on tour, on the Nationwide Tour, thought that you clearly had the game to take the next step. At what point did you fully realize that you belonged among the top players in the world and that you'd have the game to become now a 2-time major champion?
You know, you always have a belief system. You always dream. You always think you're good enough. I was lucky enough to shoot in the 60s at age 12 in a tournament. I won't say the number, 62, but so I shot 71, 71, 62 in a junior tournament in Pensacola, and so that's when it hit me. It hit my dad, hit my mom that I'm decent at the game. And so for me, it was, I started watching Payne Stewart. That's when golf on TV, I started watching it more. My parents let me watch TV at that age, and so started watching TV, playing golf, dreaming about how can I get to the tour. So I always thought I was good enough. You always have that belief. You know, we always think we're better than we really are, you know, and so I just kept playing and kept getting better. Again, no lessons. I don't know if you ever heard my story, but I have no lessons, and so learned it all myself. And at high school, got better. Started winning the high school matches, started winning junior tournaments. Got a free scholarship to go to college. So I started playing better there. And then I just, you know, I wanted to turn pro, so I turned pro and won a couple mini tour events, and then just kept progressing. So I knew at an early age I had the ability. Now the mind kind of gets in the way sometimes to some golfers, you know. And somehow I just kept getting better and better and better. And so you never dream about, well, you do dream about winning majors and being a top player in the world, but you don't know if it's ever going to come true. I mean, we can sit there and dream all day long, you know, but you don't know. And so to do it, I mean, I cry a lot about a lot of things. I cry just about every Sunday at church. But, you know, for me, it was when I won the first tournament in 2010, when my dad was about to pass away. He passed away 2 months later. I mean, you know, my tears of joy, my tears of my dad, my tears of my family, the hard work they put in. So I thought I could do it, but to actually do it was the crazy part. And that's where the tears come in. I'm like, why me? How did I win? You know, all these great players are not winning. Why Bubba Watson?
It was a pleasure to see, especially that first victory and then what you've been able to accomplish since. You have the 7-iron in hand. What's your favorite shot to play? You want to play a big cut or a big hook with the 7-iron?
Whatever you want me to
folks,
do.
what do you want to see? Low cut? All right.
Wait, a low cut or a little cut?
He said low cut. I'm not sure how easy that is with a 7-iron, but if anyone can pull it off.
If anybody can hit that person right there.
There we go. It's about a nice 10, 15-yard cut. So,
is that low enough?
I'd say that passes. Yeah. It met the crowd standards. Bubba?
Low draw now, just to change it up?
Yeah, let's do the opposite. Nice low draw.
I'll clap if you want to.
I didn't have the quiet please sign up, so feel free to chime in. One of the signature shots that you hit, you get.
Well, let's just go through the whole shots here. Those were low. That's pretty high, I think.
Oh, there we go.
I'll get better, guys. I'm just going to loosen it up.
All right, what's next in your bag of tricks?
Well, that was it. I'm done now. Straightest one I've ever hit. Well, that's what the TV says, anyway.
Wait, 2012, I misspoke earlier when I was talking. You thought it was a 9-iron. You said it was a 52-degree wedge that you hit that, 40-yard hook in the playoff?
Yeah.
What are you thinking when you're setting up for a shot like that to try and pull that off?
Let's just, you know what, I'll try to see if I can do it.
2012, you're going for your first major at Augusta, and you're hitting a shot that
you have to remember, like, you see how that blue flag is blowing a little to the left.
Yeah.
So during the shot, during 2012, the wind was blowing about this hard, but opposite. So it's helping the draw.
I'll play Ted Scott's role.
Yeah, exactly. He basically just got out of the way. He said, whatever you want to do. So the wind is blowing opposite. So it's helping the draw for a lefty.
Okay.
So everything about the shot was perfect. I couldn't ask for a better setup. And so the lie was good on the pine straw. The wind was helping the draw. There was a gap. The crowd, kind of like this, was showing me my shot. You know what I'm saying? They were showing, like, hit it this direction, and so when I got there, I was excited. I was licking my chops. Another great ping player, Louis, who left it just short of the green. So now I was like, well, that's going to be a tough par, but I know it's probably not going to birdie. So if I par, I can go to the next hole, and I might could win with a par. And so everything about the shot was in my favor. Now I just had to produce that shot. And so I did everything I could. It's going to be a little tougher today. And then obviously adrenaline's pumping through. So I had 164 hole, 52 degree. That's what we normally hit.
It's ridiculous.
And so, and I just hit it as hard as I could and hooked it as much as I could, trying to get it around the trees.
52 degree in layman's terms is a gap wedge.
Right.
He's hitting 164 yards.
So basically what I'm trying to tell you, I won't be able to do that today because I'm not as excited right now as I was back then.
You're saying hosting the clinic with me isn't the same adrenaline rush
right,
as
exactly.
winning your
Trophy,
first string jacket?
The jacket's not the same. So, and what I did is, like I'm doing now, is I hooded the club a little bit. So I kind of de-lofted it and hooked it in so that I come from this path.
It come from way inside.
Yeah, way inside, so it makes the ball just start spinning that way. And then it rides with a little bit of wind. And then I put the front foot forward just to give it that some more.
Here, I'll step out
some more
and let
hook.
everyone kind of get a good.
And I'm going to aim it a little bit more this way just so this crowd doesn't get freaked out when I hit over it. But we're going to start it at this, try to start it toward that red pole, the red flag out there. And then we're going to try to turn it over a little bit. Let's see what we can do here.
There it is. Folks, you got to give it up for that. Come on.
I mean,
You do not see a hook with the gap wedge
right,
every day.
And that's against the wind, so it makes it a little bit tougher. But
one more time.
Just to prove that I can do it again.
There we go. That's great. So I was curious. I saw an article, and this I thought was really neat, that you played 18 holes with one club.
Yeah. I love to play with one club.
What's your, like, Tin Cup, he only trusted, what was it, a 7-iron? That was the only club
that's why you always grab the 7-iron.
So is that when you played 18 holes with one club, did you use the 7 the whole time?
So when I'm gonna change your question a little bit. When I grew up, the first guy that ever gave me a club, he was left-handed pro, Hiram Cook. He was left-handed, so he gave me a club, and he'd always play us when I was starting his two kids. He'd always come out with one club, and he'd shoot mid-40s. Decent player, but he'd shoot mid-40s, low 40s with one club, and so we'd always try to beat him, our best ball against him. And so I started watching this and asking questions as I got older, and I said, why would you do that? And he said, well, it makes the bet fair, but then it teaches you things. So I went through that whole bag, and yes, I have used a putter all the way around just to be stupid. But I've used every single club in my bag, one club. I've hit driver everywhere, bunker shots, everything. And so it teaches you how to play the game of golf. And I think a lot of times juniors, a lot of times adults as well, we all are hard-headed. So we're trying to create the perfect swing or the perfect golf shot. We want that perfect draw or the perfect cut. But the problem is sometimes I think for scoring, I don't care what it looks like. And I'm not calling out Jim Furyk. Jim Furyk's one of the greatest players of all time. But nobody's going to teach that golf swing. Nobody's going to teach Bubba Watson's golf swing. I hope not anyway, because they're going to get hurt. But so everybody's body and makeup is going to create a golf swing. But now let's learn to score. And so what I did is with the one club, with all my clubs, when I go one club, is to learn how to score with that club. That means a bump and run, try to flop it. There's going to be so many different shots you need. So why not learn them with every club? And so that's why I did it. And I did it on my own. Nobody told me to do that. I just said I should start doing that. So I've done that my whole life. And even now, like when I go out and play, I'll take a one club every once in a while just to practice. And like when I get a new club, like the 4-wood, I did that, and I did it with a hybrid as well recently. When I get a new club, I want to test it out. So with a 4-wood, it's testing out big cuts, draws, hitting it hard, hitting it soft, And so that's what I did, and that's how I've learned to play golf and how to score. I don't really care what it looks like. I want to have a low number at the end of the day.
For those of you that haven't done it, last couple of years with Golf Channel, we've had an unofficial 2-man team, 1-club tournament, and to put it nicely, it's brutal. You have no idea how tough it is to try and play 18 holes with just a 4-iron or something along those lines. What type of numbers have you shot? Have you had any standout 9s with 1 club where you kind of surprise yourself and like, how did I shoot 38 with a 3-iron?
I usually play 18 holes.
Mm-hmm.
There's 18 holes on a golf course. So,
I usually give up after 9 if I'm using 1 club.
No, I've shot some decent rounds. I've shot under par, 18 holes. I've shot with many different clubs. My go-to, depending on the course, what course we're playing, how long it is, how short it is. 6 and 7-iron are my go-tos. If the course is if it's a little bit longer, I go with a 5-iron. Because like 450-yard hole, I think I can get there with a 6-iron, 6-iron, 5-iron, 5-iron if I had to. So those are my go-tos because there's still enough where you can chip, still enough where you can putt. And I've shot my best ever. I shot with a driver. It was when I was in junior college. I shot 1 under 71 with a driver everywhere around this little. It was a 9-hole course, but we played it twice. Lob wedge was tougher. It doesn't go as far.
You have no idea how impressive that is to shoot 1 under par with just a driver. All right, folks, let's open it up real quick. Are there any questions or specific shots, anyone in the first few rows that you either want to ask Bubba or something that you're dying to see?
I like these irons. I might put these in.
It's open to you guys. Does anyone... Mm-hmm. Okay, folks, for those that couldn't hear the question, a lot easier 30, 40 years ago with balata balls, those old school blade irons to shape shots and actually curve the ball. Bubba has to be arguably the best guy on tour who's able to do that out of the modern generation. Is it more club path, alignment, or a combination of the two that allows you to pull off these remarkable shots?
Well, I think it's a combination of all of it. And again, I've never had a lesson, so this is all based off of feel. As a kid growing up, instead of playing with G.I. Joe dolls, I was playing golf, and to hit a wiffle ball from 5 feet further, I swung harder, made my path go like this, and then swing harder at it, and to draw it a little bit makes it go a little bit farther. So I've learned this on myself, but what I do is it's all hands. It's all hands. So when I hook it, it's all flipping with my wrist. That's why I built my grips up so much to slow my wrist down. And then when I cut it, I hold it so my wrists stay like this, and so it cuts. But obviously, like the Masters shot in 2012, I used hooded club face. I used obviously the path, not knowing that I'm doing this. All I know is how do I get that ball to go that way and end up over here. And so that's how I do it. And then I use my feet. So I did it. It's a combination. The more you have to hook it, or cut it or slice it, you have to use all of it. All of it has to work out. And obviously, club head speed is going to create, with these new balls, new technology, club head speed is what it's going to create to be able to move it in a direction. There's guys out there, great players out there that hit the ball dead straight just because of the club head speed doesn't produce the spin. They can't produce the spin that you could back with the softer balls, many years ago. And because of my swing speed is why I can create it and do it. And my mental focus is why I can do it too, because I can't hit a straight ball. So so much easier to hit one crooked than it is dead straight.
You feeling loose? Do you want to work your way further
let's
up
go.
In the bag?
I'm at a 3-iron right now.
All right. Let's see a nice big cut.
Big cut. Oh, I thought we were still doing low. We're not doing low. I just want to show everybody I can hit all these different shots.
All right. What's next?
Whatever you want. You want to hit a little draw?
Yeah. Let's see a nice baby draw.
How about a big one?
What do you carry your 3-iron?
I don't know. My caddy carries it. I don't really carry it. It's heavy. These things are heavy. I don't really carry it.
Those staff bags.
All that tape. All that tape under these grips. It gets heavy. No, I would say it's around 240. 240, depending on conditions, but 240 is where I'd want to do it.
How different are your grips from the average? Just looking at these.
I try to open mine. I say it's 2 degrees. So if you grow off, I have a rib grip, mid-sized grip, and if you go off just like how the letters are, it's open 2 degrees if you look at that off the rib. Because again, that's to slow my wrist down, and it's all about feel for me. So I want to feel like that club is open, so I don't overhook it. I trick myself into making myself cut the ball instead of worrying about where my wrist and my angles and whatever all that stuff is, P2s and P3s, and so for me, you know, I'm always trying to psych myself into thinking that it's going to cut because it's open, and then I'm going to mess this up, but I think it's about, I was just there getting some grips done on Friday, but I would say it's 10 wraps all the way down, and then I would say either 11 or 12, because I add 2 down here for the bottom hand, and then it's a mid-sized grip, like I said. And the reason why I haven't went to the orange grip, which Ping makes it one size bigger, is because of feel. I've been using this one for years, so I don't like change, and so that's the only reason I haven't went to the bigger grip yet.
Wow, that's sure.
Bubba, the biggest misperception in golf is I think that you have to have a close stance for a draw. Okay, you're open,
right?
Quite extreme open.
Yeah.
But you produce a draw with an open stance.
Yeah.
I coach myself and I coach everybody there because to me the golf swing is like a throwing motion.
Yep.
Take us through that why you're also with the draw open, because I think a lot of golfers have the misperception that they have to stand close to the draw.
Well, for me personally, if I keep my feet dead straight, like some people teach, now my hips are already started behind the 8 ball. My hips aren't open because my swing speed. That's why I open my foot up. That's why I have it a little bit open so that my hips are already started in that direction. So it's easier to clear the hips and make my belt buckle face the target. So that's why I do it, and I did that because I don't know why. For some reason as a kid, I just knew it was easier for me to swing hard as I could and already clear my hips. And so that's why I do it. And yes, I think that my hand speed is so fast that that I can stand here and still hook the ball. But it's going to come down to, that comes down to swing path. So for me, yes, you don't have to close your stance to hit a hook. There's many different ways to hit a hook, but that's like I was saying. Everybody here has a different swing. We all play at different levels. It comes down to short game, what's going to make us a better level. So yeah, you're right. You can teach the golf swing to hook a ball or cut a ball with a closed stance or open stance. It's just all about the technique and swing path and wrist.
It's all right if we work our way to the
sure.
woods.
Let's
now.
just go ahead and hit it. Yeah,
hybrid, or let the big
Nobody
dog
cares about the wedges, really. I mean, me and Ping do, but you guys, I do, because if you're going to win championships, you better chip good.
You can stand right there. It won't hurt. You won't even know it.
185 miles an hour, you won't even know it.
So, Bubba, your preferred tee shot to play is what is that?
I built my drive. Well, when I say Ping built my driver not to draw. I want to eliminate one side of the golf course, and for me, I want it to fall. I want it to fall left. If you ever listen to the greats of the game, and I'm not a great of the game, but if you listen to the greats of the game, they want that ball, the righties or lefties, they always want it to fall. Righties want it to fall to the right. Lefties want it to fall left, because of the reason is if you hit a real bad shot, the top spin, for me, if it was a hook, it's going to have a chance to roll deeper in the woods, deeper in the rough. And the same for the righty. If they hook it this way, it's going to roll. And so a bad cut will be a balloon where it hits really soft. It doesn't go too far into trouble. And they've, again, the same thing. We opened it up 2 degrees. We've tipped it 1 inch. It's an egg stiff shaft already. We've tipped it 1 inch. So it's close, especially with this metal tip on the end of it. It's probably playing close to 2x stiff, like a telephone pole, basically. And that's because I want it to be, I want it to fall to the left. And so, I mean, don't worry, a bad swing, I can still hook it. So.
And basically, by playing a cut, you were saying it minimizes your miss because it's a much softer landing tee shot.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Well, that's what I'm trying to do is minimize the miss.
Although there's nothing really soft about your tee shots.
Right, exactly. Well, I can hit it high, it'll land soft. I can hit it low too.
Which left?
I don't know. What do we got? Well, again, they try to match it. Look, this is the first time I've ever seen this set of clubs. First time I ever touched this driver. They built it exactly to my specs, and my specs right around 8.2. I think my gamer, the one that I've been using, the one in China that I used. The one in China I used, I actually broke it on Friday, and I left on Sunday. So Ping overnighted me a driver. So China, when I got to China, it was a brand new driver. Never hit before, and somehow I won. So maybe I should do that every week.
They had the shots racer at Kapalua for the first
Am I going to hit, or are we just going to keep talking about it?
Let's hit.
All these people are like, hey.
I know. Come on. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's see.
What was it? What were you saying about the Pro Tracer?
We're seeing a nice low cut off the first tee. That's what I was getting to. I want to see you grip it and rip it.
Grip it and rip it, or nice low cut? Which one is it?
Rip it.
Rip it.
Well, now I'm nervous.
I have no idea where that.
Hold on, don't clap yet. It hadn't landed yet. Hold on a second. Wait.
And
There it is. There we go. There we go. It's not bad. I might put these clubs in.
decent first tee shot of the day.
Yeah, no, it's nice. Good setup here.
Now let's see the cut.
Goodness.
So 13th hole, Sunday at Augusta. Your mindset as you're getting ready to uncork that 370-yard bomb that no one's even really seen before hit off that.
So that tee shot is a very, very tight tee shot, obviously, as you can see on TV. For me, though, it's all about wind directions. And so that day, the wind direction was like this. So it was downwind and helping the cut. So I was trying to hit it over those trees and hard, but I was trying to aim it right at the fairway, on the far fairway, and cut it just a little bit. I pushed it probably, we'll just make up 10 yards. So not very far, but I knew it was really close, and that's why I was listening. I was trying to see if I heard a tree, and I knew it was a little bit off my target, 10 yards, maybe 15 yards. And so I was just waiting. I knew how good I hit it, so I knew it had a chance. And then when you hear the roar of the crowd, when you get a roar from the crowd down on the tee shot, you know it's pretty good. So, so yeah, it made it feel a bit better.
All right, let's see another.
Let's hammer one. You want to?
Another nice bomb.
There you go.
Good God Almighty.
Wait, don't clap yet. It hadn't landed.
Still tracking.
Wait.
Tracking.
There it is.
Great shot.
So, and also, just random story I want to tell y'all. When I grew up too, playing and learning, my dad could barely break 100, so he taught me the basic grip and basic swing. But when I hit, you hold your pose, hold your follow through till the ball lands, and so that's why I make y'all wait to clap till it lands. My belt buckle, everybody uses a belt buckle now, so my belt buckle supposed to point at the target when I'm done swinging, because that's how you know if you're off balance. Mm-hmm. If when you see those amateurs swing and they hey, you're kind of
walking back to the cart.
Yeah, trying to get back there and get a beverage. But yeah, so my belt buckle, I'm always trying to, my dad always told me to hold the follow through, hold everything until the ball lands. And as I get older, the ball's taking a lot longer to land.
You didn't know you were gonna have to wait 7
yeah,
seconds.
Exactly. Now I try to look cool and pick the tee up early and walk. We all have that. Everybody tries to do the same stuff and be cool.
You want to call it at the top?
Yeah. What do you want to do? Do it a little. This time, call a little earlier though, man. My swing speed is fast. I don't have that much time to react.
Big draw.
Big draw.
That's unbelievable.
That's ridiculous.
All right, let's do a little. We'll do a real cut for him.
Okay. Yeah, feel free to give it up.
Crazy.
See how I trained them? They clap when it landed. I like that.
It's got to be like a tour gallery.
This is it right here. Now we're gonna go opposite for y'all.
Wow.
And then
That's amazing.
if it was into the wind, like we were playing the British Open or something.
Mm-hmm. Say it's St. Andrews this summer.
Yeah. That range cart right there.
Good Lord. What a bullet.
Who said I couldn't hit one straight?
As a guy who worked at a driving range, if you hit that cart, his ears would be rattling for about a
Listen,
week.
I've hit many a cart like that in my day. I've hit one about 100 yards away. It was a friend of mine. He only knocked out for a few seconds.
He probably still has stress from that years later.
He quit the job right after that.
I would too.
And we're not friends anymore. It's weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got all the shots if y'all want to know. Wait, it'll land. Hold on a second.
What's the most fun?
There it is.
What's the most fun driver shot for you to hit? What's your favorite one to play? If you're just goofing around with buddies.
Well, it's funny. I probably won't be able to do it today, but I'll see what I can do.
Not to put you on the spot.
Yeah, not to put me on the spot. So a lot of times I goof around. Probably won't be able to do it today because I'm all nervous. But so you know how, I don't know if you ever see, but I like to, for some reason, I don't know why, I bump my ball a lot and it falls off the tee. And so I always have to pick it up. I guess I get nervous, but so if it bumps off the tee, if I'm playing with my buddies, so you got it right there. So you're like, I'm not bending over, I'm too tired. Why is everybody backing up? What is that? Professional.
A little confidence.
I'm a professional golfer here. I mean, jeez. Now I'm nervous because y'all are backing up. So you just leave it like that, and then why pick it back up? Hold on, wait, guys, wait. Okay, there it is.
Who needs a tee when you're hitting?
Right, exactly.
Off the deck?
Look, I still got a T marker where I did hit it. See that? Yeah, so that's what I do that a lot. Just when I'm playing with my boy Ted Scott, me and my caddy play a lot. So
Teddy's got a decent game too, doesn't he?
yeah, he's good. Yeah, he was a professional, and then he watched me play, and he said, "Well, how about I tote your bag instead of try to beat you?"
How nice is it to have a guy with that type of pedigree on your bag, and it's someone that you clearly have a close relationship?
Yeah, he started in 2000. He didn't know who I was, so he started caddying in 2000. He's 42, so he's a little bit older, but he started in 2000 with Grant Waite. And y'all all probably know the shot. Remember when Tiger hit out of the bunker in Canada over the water with a six iron? Yeah, and Teddy was in the fairway, got to see that because they finished second that week too.
So
Tiger.
Teddy's jaw dropped from about 50
right.
yards.
So Teddy was like, "I'm not supposed to pull for him, but that was an amazing shot." So Teddy was a mini tour pro, and Grant Waite happened to see him. Said, "Hey, you want to caddy for me?" And he said, "Sure, I'll do it." And then they made whatever second place was then, so he made that big check, and he's like, "I think I'm going to be a caddy from now on." And so, so he caddied, and then he caddied the next week. They finished second 2 weeks in a row, so he's like, "I'm done. I'm a caddy now from now on." And so he's been caddying since 2000, and he's been working for me. We're going on our 10th year now.
Better make sure that drone stays
exactly.
behind the
It needs to get over here. I'll hit that thing.
It could be a very expensive drone get knocked off with one tee shot.
Exactly.
What?
Any more questions? Anything?
Yeah,
Tight cut.
Tight? Oh, what is a tight cut?
5 yards, 7 yards, baby.
5 or
oh yeah, the addition of the family.
yeah. Forget about the cut.
We'll get to the cut in
We'll
a
get to the cut in a second.
But you just added now Caleb has a sister.
Yeah,
Dakota. How special is that?
Yeah, it's really special.
Yeah, folks, give it up. Congratulations to the Watson family.
We don't tell nobody. It was just between us. Okay, so we've had her since birth. So we got her back. I might have been in China when I holed out, and we might have had her then. But my wife, we had her then when I was in China. So it was a special. The chip-in was a lot specialer than you think. And so yeah, it's been a journey. It was tough with Caleb because of the legal reasons. When you become somewhat famous, it gets a lot tougher to adopt. And so yeah, it's been a tough road, but yeah, it's been amazing. It's been fun. Yeah, she's 9 weeks old, probably. I think it was today or yesterday. 9 weeks old. So yeah, it's been a blessing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Public law has had a family of 4 now to provide for.
Yeah,
over the
exactly.
holidays.
Exactly. I'm gonna start asking for presents instead of giving them out.
All right, now.
So what's this? Hold on a second. The tight cut.
Yeah, let's get
what's a tight cut?
a breakdown of this.
5 to 7 yards.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Let's do that.
It's got to be real easy to control.
Does it
at
matter?
5 to 7 yards when you're
Do
hitting.
you want it
360.
high, low, or medium?
Medium.
Perfect. Medium. Say something. Wait.
Now describe to me how.
Hold on a second. Okay. Now
There we go.
There we go.
I'd say that was about right at 6 yards.
Now tell me how you did it.
Listen,
We can't tell you all the secrets.
Listen, I'm trying to stay top 5 in the world. I don't want to tell everybody. No, the key to that was, so what I do there is my feeling doesn't mean it's right. So I'm open. I'm opened up. I got that toe pointed a little forward, so my hips are opened up a little bit. And then when I come down, my goal is to keep that club face like this, so that face slides across that ball like that. So that creates a little bit of spin and cut. Medium trajectory is just normal, so I'm not trying to help it up. I'm not trying to keep it down to get the low ball or the high ball. So it's just normal. And so when you add all that up, and that swing path is a little from the outside in, just slightly, because you wanted a tight cut, so I didn't want to go too much.
Couldn't go 8 yards. You had to keep
right. So I was trying to go to tight cut. So when you add that all up, just a little cut. And so that's really what it is. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in the old head there, but I don't know that because I'm not really. That's me to explain it to you. But when I'm literally over it trying to move the ball, all I'm thinking about is my target and where I want the ball to end up. If I want it to go that way of the target or that way of the target. So I'm eliminating my swing's got to do this, my toes got to be this. It's all feel for me. I've been doing this for since I was 6 years old. So I've just learned feels. Everything I do is all about feel and how I've learned that feel. So, did that help you any? Hope so.
I don't think that you can recreate it, but at least
Right,
he
me
knows
neither.
kind of the mindset.
Any more? We got.
What's your favorite course on
One
that?
more shot, folks.
What
High
is it?
hook
I hook.
from the gentleman to our left over here.
That was beautiful.
I'd say that's a walk-off,
Wait,
folks.
there it is.
Good Lord.
I don't care what Pete said. Any more questions or anything? Right here. Your hands went up first. Sorry, say that again.
Where do you generate all your power from?
Well, my muscles,
Aside
obviously.
from your Adonis physique.
So, no, when you think about it, it's the same thing that we were talking about with the effect of my hips started this way already. But if you notice in slow motion on TV or YouTube, wherever you can see it, I create a lot because I move back. It's like the rubber band effect. You tighten that rubber band up, it's going to have to swing back the other way. Or if you pull it, it's going to pop back the other way. And so I use my arc. My arc's going to create the club head speed. So I'm going to go as far as I can. Naturally, it's going to have to bend at some point or my arm's going to fall off. So it's going to go here as far as I can this way to stretch it. So that creates the biggest arc possible. And then I'm past parallel. And then when I come back, it's the same thing. My arm's going far out as it can through here. Now it switches arms. Goes as far as I can this way until I have to bend. So that's going to be the biggest arc, which is going to, the longer arc, the club head's going to fly faster through the air. If I was here, I mean, I can't produce, you've seen amateurs do that, but you can't produce club head speed that way. So really, it's not about, the golf swing is not about muscles. It's about how do you wind up and what kind of club head, what kind of arc you have for your club head to create the speed. Because obviously it's not about muscles with me, it's about speed and timing. And again, like you've seen these, if you can see these T marks, it's the center of the club face. So
That also helps.
yeah, if you hit the center of the club face, it kind of help a little bit, 1 or 2 yards.
Right in the middle of the Ping G30 driver they have there.
Yeah, sorry.
The driver, are you trying to hit down on it or trying to...
Well, again, it all depends on the shot we're hitting. If somebody's going to yell out low, tight cut, I'm gonna come down on it more to create it to go lower. If I'm going to hit it super high, like the high draw we just hit, I'm going to come up on it, try to hit it a little bit up on it, so it gets it the higher one. The normal one is just going to be normal. Try to be level when I get it impact. Yep.
How much do you move ball position? It's like
Yeah, again, it's the same thing. If I'm trying to hit a low one, it's going to be back a little bit. If it's going to be the high one, to get higher on it, I'm going to try to hit it here so I can hit on the upswing. So yeah, I move it a lot. And then obviously, same thing with the irons. If I'm trying to hit a big rope hook, or if I'm trying to hit a little cut, you kind of move back and forth.
Real quick, sir, you had a question?
Specific question about the Finnish player. I'd like to put it afterwards if I can put this question.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Putter. What points do you have on putting?
Putting? Well, I'm hoping y'all give me some tips.
How far can you hit your putter?
I can hit pretty far. If y'all want me to hit
We're
it,
going to do that today. But
yeah, let's do it. Let's just break one today. Let's do it, guys.
What's the putter that you normally use?
This one. This is my favorite. Wait, now y'all want to back up again or what? This would be an Answer Milled 1. That's what I use. So
take us through lining up to hit your putter off the tee.
Do what now?
Take us through it. Actually.
I don't know. I'm going to close my eyes. I hope I don't hit nobody.
I'll stand behind you just to be safe.
I'll tell you after this how we're going to do it. We don't need insurance here. Is everybody worried? Or
I was going to call.
So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. You know, I don't like to miss it over here to the right. I'm going to cut it just a little bit.
Okay.
And I'll explain to you why in a second. I hit it easy just so I didn't hurt nobody. But the reason why there's no loft on it. So this is dead honest truth in my head. So there's no loft on the putter. Well, there's a little bit, but so when I come off, I have to cut it to get it up in the air because there's no loft. So I have to cut it to get it up in the air. So that's why I knew I was going to cut it. I've practiced that shot many times.
Yeah, right on the sweet spot too.
Well, yeah, you never miss a sweet spot.
Yeah, I got that for you.
Putter tips, though. No, it's all about practice. You know, a lot of the people, when we call them weekend golfers, or the people that have jobs, they don't get to practice as much. But if you look at every winner on the PGA Tour, it's very rare. Tiger's the only one that I've ever seen that can hit it offline and still win because of his short game. And I've seen him hit it great and still win because of his short game. Phil Mickelson has one of the best short games. That's why he's won so many times. If you look at Jim Furyk, his short game's top 5 of all time. You look at Steve Stricker. So it's all about who's putting the good that week. And so it's all about practice. The more you can put in your putting, the more you can put in the short game is where you're going to get better at the game of golf.
What about your lag putts? You ranked number 1 last year, correct?
Well, that means I'm not making very many. No, the lag putting is again, that's all feel. It's all speed. It's all feel. So what I try to do is I've gotten better. If you look at my stats too, is I've gotten better from inside 5 feet, inside 3 feet, where now I go through my routine. And so in 2012, if you watch where I told the crowd to be quiet before I tapped in the short one, is because I just want to go through my routine of getting behind it. I want to be the guy that's known for making it, not for the guy missing it. And so I practice from 6 feet, 5 feet. I try to hit all my putts there before I tee off, and then I do lag putting to practice the speed. And so that's when my lag putting got better. Yeah, go ahead. I'll wave at you too. How you doing?
I was in Denver when you hit that 6-iron, but let me tell you, I'm the unknown. But I need you to hit 18 putts in 1 round of golf, 24 would be your worst score. And LPGA taught me 30 years ago how to putt. I can read a green like you can't even believe.
Man.
I can show you how to putt like you can't imagine.
Reads a green in 6 languages. That's how good he is.
I'm unknown in that, but I can putt and chip like you can't even think about it.
Well, great. I'm glad,
Alright.
man. Good job.
That would be.
Any more questions over here?
Questions, folks.
Tell you what.
Yes, sir.
The Golf Boys? The Golf Boys is fun. You know, we trying to make awareness of a charity, of a foundation, Charity Water, overseas in Africa. But when you look at it, golf sometimes can be boring on TV. Golf can be kind of slow. And so you don't get to see personalities. You don't get to see how funny Hunter Mahan is, you know, because he's real quiet, he's real to himself. But when you get him out in the light like that, he wanted to dress up more than anybody in the world. Ricky's Ricky, so everybody knows his personality. So social media helps you bring that out, and bringing out the Golf Boys. Just got to see that Ben Crane's, he's crazy, great man but crazy, and we all want to help. We all want to help in our own way to charity. So yeah, it's really fun doing those things. And now with the new season, going all year, it's hard to get 2 days off to shoot a video like that. The last one took 3 days, so it's hard for all of us to get together for 3 days to shoot that. So that's why it's going to be tougher for all of us to get together.
I'm curious, did you need a stunt double at all for the last shooting of the Golf Boys, or was that all natural with you and the outfit that you had?
Which one? The one
with the overalls?
Oh no, that's all me there. I mean, that's all natural hair right there.
That you can't teach, folks.
Yes. Leading up to the next Ryder Cup, I think that my own personal opinion, I've always had a dream. I've always had a dream to be Ryder Cup captain, and the reason why is because the Ryder Cup captain proved that you had a great career and people believe in your career, and it was about an honor. It was an honor to be Ryder Cup captain. It wasn't about who wins or loses the matches. It was about we're going to honor somebody. They honor Tom Watson because of his great play in the British Opens. I think that the fans over there, they respected every time Tom Watson walked on a tee, they clapped for him. And that's what golf should be about. That's what the Ryder Cup used to be about. The Ryder Cup was about growing the game of golf when it first started. Samuel Ryder, that's what his whole vision was, to grow the game in Europe. And now I think we're taking it too far where all we care about is wins. And if I get picked to be a Ryder Cup captain, I want to be because I've had a great career. I don't want to get picked because they think I'm going to help the team win. I mean, it was an honor. I mean, it's an honor and a privilege to play in the Ryder Cup, honor and a privilege to be a Ryder Cup captain. And that's where I think it's good.
With the extension of the PGA season, are you going to limit your play or play the same number of events this year?
Same amount.
How many is that, you think?
I think I played, counting all world events and everything, I played, I think, 24 last year, counting the team event. So without the team event, it had been 23, I think. But yeah, I think for the season, though, I think it's still going to stay the same number. If the season was only January to September, I'm still going to play 20-some events. But now it's just going to be spread up over a longer period of time because of the year-round season now. Yep. Yeah. A lot. I play golf all the time. I don't like hitting balls on the range. I mean, that's more balls than I've hit on a range in a long time. I like to play, and the reason why I like to play is because everybody has a perfect lie on the range. Everybody has a tee. Everybody's perfect, and anybody can hit in this. Hopefully, anybody can hit in this big field right here. So for me, it's about going out there and hitting. One hole is going to be a cut. One hole is going to be a draw. Par 3 is going to have different lengths. So you're going to test every club when you're playing. So I love to play golf. I love to go out. I mean, I could play golf every day just because I love the challenge, and I love playing with buddies and the members at the courses. Yep.
And folks, the next time we'll get.
What do you think about golf in the Olympics?
What do I think? Well, we haven't seen it yet, but yeah, I'm excited about it. You know, I'd love to be a part of it. I think it could be great. Why not? I mean, it's one of the biggest sports in the world. So why not have the Olympics have a great game like this, and so the world can see it, and the world can. Every country now is going to want to be a part of it. So they're going to start playing golf and grow this great sport that has brought me around the world, and has brought me to do great things with my platform with charity dollars and everything. So why wouldn't you want to teach this to every kid and try to teach them about life and life lessons? Yep.
How would you compare a win in the Olympics and the...
Well, I've never had one, so I would compare it as a big win. I mean, we've seen all the athletes in many different sports have a gold medal, and when you see that flag go up, I cry every time I'm in a Ryder Cup or President's Cup when you see that flag go up. Every time I go to an NBA game and I see the flag go up and they sing the national anthem. I mean, I hate to say it because I don't want anybody to look at me, but when I'm at an NBA game, I tear up too because I sing the anthem with my people there in my country. But win, lose, or draw, it would be just an honor to represent my country in the Olympics. Yeah.
And folks, the next time we'll get to see Bubba Watson, the Waste Management Phoenix Open, which you can catch on Golf Channel. Thanks so much for joining us, and thanks so much to two-time Masters champion Bubba Watson.